Welcome back. In this video, I would like to build this screen here. You can see we have result at the top here, then a little image, the background that we used before, and then a text view, another text view, another text view, and a button. And I would recommend that you try to build this UI yourself. You can download this trophy from the resources of this lecture, but you can also use just another image that you want to use here. But generally speaking, you should be able to build this UI yourself. So I'm going to keep it simple this time. I'm just going to paste it in and going to go over the details of what's going on. Therefore, let's first of all create a new activity, and I'm going to call it result activity. So here, empty activity, and result activity is the name for it. Let's generate it. And now let's go over to the XML file. As I said, I will keep it simple. And as I said, I will need the trophy. So you need to paste it in here. You can just, as I stated, copy it from our project, or you can use whatever image you want. Now let's go over to the code of this activity result XML. Okay, so first of all, I have a linear layout. So everything is inside of a linear layout. It matches the parent in both directions, which means it takes the entire screen. As the background of it, I have defined this IC background image as we have seen before. Then the orientation will be vertical. So the items inside of this linear layout are going to be on top of each other. The gravity will be center horizontal, so it will be centered horizontally. The padding will be 20 density pixels, which means that there will be an internal distance to the items inside of it of 20 density pixels, as you can see here. Then I have the first text view, which I gave the ID of TV result. It wraps the content in width and height. And then the margin towards the top is going to be 20 density pixels. It just says result, and the text color will be white. Text size is 25 and the text style is bold. Then we have this image view, which is going to be the trophy, and I gave this the ID of IV trophy. The content description is going to be that it's an image, okay, and it's wrapping its content in height and width, and the source for it will be this IC trophy. So this trophy image that we have here. Then we have this text view here, which says, hey, congratulations. It has an ID of TV congratulations. The width and height of wrap content. I have a little bit of margin towards the top. Text size is 25, as well as style is bold. And the text color is white. Then we have another text view with the TV names. This will be used to display the name of the user. Then we wrap the content in terms of width and height. And the margin top will be 25 density pixels. The text color will be white. Text size 22. Text style is going to be bold. Then we have this score where it says your score is 9 out of 10. It has an ID. It's wrapping the content in width and height. Has a little bit of margin towards the top, as well as secondary text dark color, which is going to be a darker color. And then we have the text size of 20 SP. And finally, we have the button. Button finish is how I called it. It's matching the parent in terms of width, so it's going to take as much space in terms of width as possible. And in my designer, it doesn't seem to display correctly. Then we have the height of wrap content, the margin of 10 density pixels towards the top. And I'm using the background color of white, so the background tint. That's what you have to set up for buttons if you want to have a background color for them. The text will be finish, and I'm going to use this design default color primary, which is this purple color. Text size 18, and text style will be bold. And in my case, the problem seems to be that the image view is just too big. So what we can do is, of course, we can define its width and height to be 200 dp, for example, and then this is how it's going to look like. Maybe we should make it a little larger, so something like 300 dp, and then we will see that our user interface works. So we have our trophy, we have hey congratulations, username, your score is, and then finally the finish button. So that's generally more or less how this design, as you can see here, is going to look like. By the way, in my case, this has to do with the imagery that I'm using being way too big. You can, of course, change it in the designer here as well. You can make it wider, and then you will see that it's going to zoom in a little bit. So that's what the designer can do for you. And then you see that the width, in fact, is going to be more like 300 dp. So if we look at it now, I believe it looks a little better. All right. So that's it for this video. In the next one, we're going to do the final touches so that we can actually start the activity for result from the very first beginning, and then get the username from it, and as well as the score. So how many points we got, how many questions I have answered correctly. So see you there.